Hey everybody, how's it going? Danny Soleil here, aka Travel Man Dan, aka Reading Man Dan, and welcome to day 20 of my 75 Hard Challenge. That's right, 75 days. I'm going to be doing 5 tasks set out forth by Andy Frisella, who laid down the guidelines. And well, I gotta say, I'm doing pretty good. I'm quite exhausted, very, very tired. If you've been following along, you know I'm on crutches. Making YouTube videos is making it even harder. So I essentially got I guess 5 or 6, I guess probably 6 tasks, right? Because walking around on crutches isn't a full task, right? It's just something I'm dealing with as I recover. But I'm feeling great, guys. The increased water, a gallon of water each and every day is really helping out. The 2 workouts a day. One has to be outside. I've been crutching along. If you've seen yesterday's video, it doesn't matter if it rains or sunny. I'm out there doing it. The diet is actually, I'm pretty locked in, right? I'm definitely craving pizza and jelly donuts. Go figure. I'm not craving alcohol. It's very weird. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna drink my whole life, and I definitely thought that I would miss it more, but I'm not really craving alcohol and beer right now. I'm really just craving pepperoni pizza and jelly donuts. But I'm not doing any of it. I'm not eating any sugar. And at work, it's crazy because they got buckets of Reese's peanut butter cups and M&Ms and Danishes and cinnamon rolls, and yeah, just oh, man, I'm missing out big time. But I'm feeling the strength. I'm feeling stronger, getting better each and every day. Let's see what else are the tasks. Taking a picture is very easy. Just step in front of the camera like I'm doing now. It's already set up. Right here behind me is the bar, so it's all good. And then reading the 10 pages is pretty good. I'm reading a heady book. I'll get into it a little bit later. It's called The Actor and the Target. But all in all, I love the routine that I'm building. I'm building myself. The structure, it's very hard, but if I'm finding a way, and the whole thing about it is building that mental fortitude, that mental strength that you need to complete your tasks in this particular 75 days. And then once those tasks once this is over, I'll just be able to implement certain other tasks. Like working out will definitely be a routine. That's no, without a doubt. I'll probably do a little bit different. I won't work out as much twice a day or twice a day every day, maybe twice a day, 3 times a day. But supplementing other tasks. But definitely gonna not probably drink as much water. I don't know. It's hard, man, because tomorrow I'm driving up north, and it's just a gallon of water. You pee a ton. I'm peeing all the time. Probably wake up about 2 or 3 times in the middle of the night to pee, and I'll still drink at least a half a gallon of water and stay hydrated. Reading books, I'll probably always continue, but I'll probably go back into my play reading and that type of thing. But speaking of reading books, that's what today's episode is. And we're going to go ahead and read from the 75 Hard book written by Andy Frisella. It is the tactical guide to winning the war with yourself. We're left off on chapter 3, and let's just roll right into it, guys. Like I said, it's not the easiest thing to do to make 75 episodes in every single day. And, well, I'm looking for content, so I thought it'd be cool to read this book. So here we go, chapter 3. The backstory of my business success. All right, did I say that properly? I said a few walnuts. They always get the skins coughed up in my throat. Excuse me. All right, the backstory of my business success. In 1999, along with my best friend Chris, I started a business with nothing, absolutely nothing. No money, not a single clue. At just 19 years old, Chris and I decided we were going to open up a vitamin and supplement retail store. We knew a guy who was crushing it, and we thought we would do the same. Truth be told, our first idea was to open up a tanning salon, but we only had $12,000 between us. That we earned from painting the stripes on parking lots in the summer, and a single tanning bed was around $30,000. So we quickly realized that wasn't an option. I like it. It's so cool. It's so 90s, a tanning bed in St. Louis, I think. All right. So we finally decided on supplements. We both worked out. We knew a guy who was doing well at it, so we thought we could do it too. We needed a location, so we went to nearly every vacant retail spot in Springfield, Missouri, trying to rent a space. Nobody would rent to us. A good 99% of the time, we couldn't even get a phone call in return. We were 19, had no credit, no financial backing. I wouldn't have rented to us either. We searched high and low and came across a location that was an old bridal store. It was far from our ideal. It was old, ratty, and smelled like mothballs and dust. However, that landlord, a really nice guy named Mark, agreed to rent to us. But there was a catch. He wanted it years up front. Rent was $1,000 a month. As I mentioned, we only had $12,000 between us. So we did what we had to do. We paid the man every dime we had. To build out the store, make it presentable, and stock it, we figured we could get some credit cards. We went around campus and filled out every credit card application we could. Back then, there were these credit card companies that would set up tables and give out T-shirts to incentivize kids to sign up for their cards. Oh, I remember. All right, and they were everywhere on campus, so we filled them out. And with a bunch of 600 max credit limit credit cards, we started a company. Nice. All right. We bought supplies at Home Depot, and with the help of some family and friends, we built out our counter and shelves out of 2x4 plywood and corrugated tin roofing. Sorry. We built a 2x4 plywood and corrugated roofing tin. Alright. Sorry, it's not the best of light in here. I gotta figure that out. It was quality craftsmanship because our first retail store on South Campbell in Springfield, Missouri still uses the counter 20 years later. That's pretty cool. All right, we painted the store ourselves. I had a high school friend, Tom Young, who was an amazing artist, now a successful architect, draw us a logo. He charged us $50. It took me 3 years to be able to pay him. We literally knew nothing about supplements or running a business. But like most 19-year-old entrepreneurs, we wanted to make millions, and we expected to make millions. So, like I do with many things, I ran with all my energy, enthusiasm, and will to win, and like a bull in a china shop, I made a mess. A big one. I remember opening our first day of business in 1999 thinking we were going to be big ballers. We were going to be millionaires by the age of 20, and my entire life was going to be popping bottles with models and driving Lambos and popping bottles with models. What is this move? I don't know. That seems to be the show you watch move, right? I don't know. All right, here we go. I knew it was our destiny. The first day was something legends are made of, not just the kind of legend I expected at the time. We saw exactly one customer. One. Not a few, not our families, not our friends. One fucking person. Walked into Supplement Superstores on our first day of business. His name was Nick Vespa. He bought a $7 bottle of fat burners. And I'm 100% sure because he did it because he felt sorry for us. And it was the cheapest product we stole in the store. In fact, I know it because years later he told me that was the case. The second day, we had 0 customers. All right, business is tough. The third day, we saw one customer who spent $23. By this time, reality was sinking in. I knew we had made a mistake, or so I thought so. I knew we were in over our heads. But at this point, what else could we do? We had no money. We had no place to live. We were sleeping on and off on a used mattress in the back of the store. We got it from Salvation Army store that shared occupancy with the same retail shopping center as our place. This mattress had a stain that I believed was urine on it, and I can remember trying not to even lay my head on the stain, believing the urine would somehow run up my drool and into my mouth as I slept on it. Thanks, Andy. Like that. All right. What would you rather, right? We were definitely not living in the lap of luxury. Far from it. We had 0 options. We had to stick it out. It was slow. It was very slow. Many days we saw 1 or 2 people. A busy day was 4 people. It took us 8 months to have a day over $200. Wow, 8 months. Would you have quit? Let's find out. All right, Chris and I both had to work multiple other jobs to even keep the store operational. During the first year, 3 years of business, we made $0. During years 3 through 10, I never made more than $695 per month. So for many years, I had to work other jobs and run my business and go to college because that's what I was supposed to do. I had to do anything and everything I could to keep my store up and running. I'm telling you, I made every possible mistake. And sometimes those mistakes were bad ones. But I've always been stubborn. My dad called me Rockhead. Dad, if you're reading this, you need better nicknames. Your shit game talk is weak. And I always refused to quit at anything I did, no matter how much it confused or frustrated me, until I figured it out. I like that. I like that attitude. Hey, it took me 18 plus years, but eventually I figured it out. We figured out how to be so mentally tough that no matter what, come hell or high water, I wasn't going to give up. Let me read that again, okay? It took me 18 years, but eventually I did figure it out. We figured out how to be so mentally tough, no matter what, come hell or high water, I wasn't going to give up. That is so cool. It's such a, when you meet and you hear that from somebody else, and obviously 18 years is a good chunk of time, that's very inspirational and motivational. I was going to power through. I was going to become who I wanted to be and do what I said I was going to do. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. I figured out how to take cash-strapped startup with no budget and turn it into a 9-figure business that was booming. Today, in addition to serving as CEO of one of the world's leading nutritional supplement companies, First Farm International, I have founded and run, at the time of this writing, 6 other businesses that collectively generate mid-9 figures in annual revenue. At times I have to pinch myself because it seems like a dream. If I'm honest, there were times I wondered if my dream was ever going to come true. Especially since there were 3-4 years into my entrepreneurial journey, I experienced a nightmare that I didn't just threaten for my business, it threatened my life. Wow. Okay, well, we're going to get into chapter 4 tomorrow. So stay tuned if you want to hear more of this great book. I had heard about Andy Frisella before I even knew what the 75 Hard Challenge was. He was popping up on my internet feed. I think because I listened to a lot of motivational speakers and things like that. He just kind of was AI generated onto my feed. And I'd always listened to him, but I never fully engaged myself and put 2 and 2 together. And then a friend of mine was talking about the 75 Hard. He said, check this podcast out, and he sent it to me. And I was like, oh, I know this guy. This is what this guy, I know who this guy is. And there, now here I am. I guess that would have been, probably about, 2 months ago. So here I am 2 months later, read the book once, listened to the podcast a bunch, listened to his podcast a lot. Listen to that episode 14 on his podcast, and now here I am reading the book here on my channel. So pretty cool stuff, very inspiring to hear. So no matter where you're at in the world, whatever you're doing, if it's not working out the way that you think that it was going to work out, hang in there, figure it out. Keep pushing yourself, continue to work hard. It's all gonna, work out one way or the other. Hopefully that you'll find the success that you're going after, and that's relative to whatever you're doing out there. Just like it was for Mr. Frisella. Now he's booming with a couple of 9-figure businesses, and he's just, living his dream. So I hope the same goes for yourself. Thank you so much for watching today's episode number 20 of my 75 Hard Journey. I'm Danny Saleh, aka Travel Man Dan, aka Reading Man Dan. And remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it.